All right, what is up, Buckeye Nation? Corey, Floco, whatever, White Buffalo, whatever you want to call me here with the OHIO podcast. What Eric and Chris run this thing. I'm here helping out and happy to be a part of the program here. And I got my girlfriend here who's also a Buckeye fan. You know her as the Buckeye football fan girl.
Hello, everyone.
We
Oh
just got
man.
done watching that tense game with many
Oof.
of you who are going to be watching this video. Thank you for joining us on the live broadcast. We had a lot of fun with that.
Seriously, that was so much fun. I love chatting with everybody in the comments. Those comments were great. So, yeah, thank you for joining us, everyone who did. That was
Yeah.
really fun. First time
The
doing it.
first time doing it ever. I've always wanted to do it. I had a blast. I'm so glad we did that. I had a blast. Eric was great on the show. Next week we hear that Chris is going to be joining for the Penn State game. This will be awesome. You know how
Oh, that's going to be fun. I'm going to
Chris's
be so
head's going to
nervous, though.
Chris's head's going to explode during that one. For
If it
sure.
doesn't explode during your show tomorrow
Yep.
night first, which I
True.
don't know when this recording's dropping, but Sunday night on your show, it might explode.
Exactly. But Chris is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great. Love all the raw emotion and the real reactions from the people watching as we are recording. Well, kind of recording, but being live so you can all watch it with us. And quite frankly, I think it's more fun to do that than listen to the commentators. Just my opinion.
I agree. I totally agree. I did not miss listening to the commentators at all.
Nope. Especially with Gus Johnson's, I'm not going to say it, but mustache. I don't know that was that thing. Dude, you're a millionaire. What is the problem here? Anyway, Lisa's like, I'm not saying anything. But anyway, quick reaction to the game. Ohio State 21, Nebraska 17. Yeah, I read
Ugh.
that score correctly. And we had to have a last minute drive to win the game. I granted it's not exactly how it went, but we with 4 minutes to go or so in the game, we got a touchdown, got ahead, and then Nebraska got the ball. Or maybe it was 6 minutes. But still, either way, this is instant. I have trying to pull these memories, and I'm trying to block a lot of these memories.
Mm.
Lisa, we're going to start out with the good, bad, and the ugly, obviously. So let's talk about the good. What was good about this game for you? Instant reaction, because I
Oh,
think that'll be a shorter list.
yeah. There's not a whole lot, honestly. This game was brutal to watch. It hurt to watch, and usually I'm on the more positive side of things, like, oh yeah, they got this, guys. Like we're gonna pull this out. But this one was just brutal to watch. I'd say Simon had some really good plays at the end there. The defense did end up holding them for the most part. They held them enough, and then that final interception to seal off the win, that was clutch too. Outside
Mm.
of that, it was, oh man, it was a rough game. What are the goods for you though?
The good for me in this game, I'm saying the good.
Mm-hmm.
No, not plural. The good.
Oh, ouch.
We saw Ryan Day said through those 2 weeks that we had a bye, that he worked with the defense, and we clearly needed to work on different ways to get pressure on the quarterback. We were stunting. We were different blitz packages. We were trying to disguise our blitzes. We were the polar opposite, is what we were. If we did that against Oregon, we'd probably win that game. So it sucks to have to wait till we lose to figure that out.
It
But
does. It does.
but they did show that they learned something and said, you know what, it's not working. We have to try something different. Lo and behold, they get to the quarterback. They put pressure on him. I think they had
Mind
somewhere
blowing,
between
right? Mind
like
blowing.
I was like between 8 and 10 tackles for loss in that game.
Mm-hmm.
I think around 10 actually, but is what we finished with. I don't know the exact
Mm-hmm.
number right now, but I'll tell you one. Okay, one other good. One other good. I'll get it off my chest. We sniffed out those screen passes all game long.
Ooh, that is true. That is true. They did.
It's terrible, terrible, terrible. I couldn't believe Nebraska just kept running them. I was even in the end of the game. I'm like, we figured that one out, right? We've done. If I'm a Nebraska fan, I'm getting upset and ticked off at that, thinking, why do you keep doing that?
That's the kind of thing that just drives you crazy when you're a fan of that team, but it was good for us.
Good
Definitely
for
good for
us,
us, and I will take it. I will
but
absolutely take our defense, sniffing
well, yeah.
those out and going after those, getting the stops that they did.
But to be fair, Dylan was
Yes.
extremely inaccurate down the field.
He was. There were times where if he had a more accurate pass, like
Easy touchdown.
easy touchdown, and that score is a lot more lopsided than what we ended up.
Absolutely. And we lose that game, plain and simple. The offense didn't have it today,
Oof.
which leads us right into the bad. Let's talk about the bad, Lisa.
There was a lot of it. The first, I mean, it was painful to watch this offense. This
Mm.
offense has kept things running in the games up until this point, and they just did not have it at all today. They could not make it happen. They could not get points on the board. They would start to have a nice drive and then just, it would blow up in their faces. Um, yeah, I don't know what was up with the offense. It was not pretty. That was definitely one of the bads. I mean, defense had its own share of bad plays as well, but all in all, they played better than the offense overall, which might not be saying a whole lot. Special teams, again, not great. That missed field goal could have come back
Well,
to really bite
remember
us.
we're gonna get into the ugly, so
Okay,
you might want to
okay.
save
I
some.
forgot we had an ugly column too. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. See, this is bleeding over between the bad and the ugly. I don't know. There
yes,
was
there's
just so
overlap.
much about this game that frustrated me. And I know it frustrated you. It frustrated the people in the comments who were watching with us.
hmm
It was one of those hair pulling out games. I probably would have been doing that a lot more if we weren't doing the watch party
Your
and I
hair
was
does look
trying
a little
to.
thinner. I have to admit. I don't know.
Oh,
I
it's
was gonna tell
definitely
you.
more gray. It's definitely more
Mm.
gray. My son's gonna see me and be like, "Hey, where'd all those grays come from?"
You are a granny. Wow, look at that.
I am. But oh man, there were a lot of moments that could go under that bad column. It was painful. How about you? What were your bads?
Okay. Um, I'm going to start with Zen Mikowski. Nope, 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 nope. No, I'm not. He's in my ugly section.
I was gonna say I was saving that for the ugly column because, whew,
I have two specific things going to the ugly column. Bad offensive line in general was not great today. It was bad.
yeah,
Will Howard's interception was bad. It's,
that was really bad.
I mean, granted, he got some pressure, but no, no, that's not the one he got pressure on. The one he got pressure on was a third down fingertips off. That he got pressure, then got crushed
Yeah,
on that. But anyway, so it was just a bad decision, a bad throw.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Igbignosin, stop holding people. Holy crap! And quite
Mm,
frankly, there's a couple more we got away with. So
yes.
that was ugly, but I'll say bad for now. Um, bad. Just the defense overall is not bad, but there's some things that you want to say that are not bad but not good. Like Will Howard wasn't bad, but he wasn't good either. Um,
He didn't lose the game for them by any
no,
means, but
well
yeah, yeah.
he was. I think bad overall. The offensive
He
line was
had
not.
some moments, I
Yeah,
think. He had some moments. He
it's
wasn't helped at all by that offensive line.
so the offensive line was bad. Igbignosin's penalties were bad, although he made up for it on that fourth and goal. But at the same time, it was just he wasn't. He just wasn't. To me,
Yeah.
he was bad today. I know
He
he
was
had a
he was
play,
up and
but
down. Up and
yeah,
down. He'd have a bad play, he'd have a good play, but
yeah. That's why I say bad because it's like a roller coaster with him. Um, Burke still showing signs of getting beat deep. That's just oh, jeez. I don't have any faith in him right
hurts.
now.
It
Yeah.
hurts. Oh.
Um, as far as bad goes, now give me the ugly, Lisa, and keep in mind. No, I'm just kidding with
I
you.
mean, you mentioned Zen Mikowski already, and oh, it was brutal watching that side of the line play,
Mm,
and that was ugly. That was real ugly. Um, it I think that has to be the ugliest part. I would say you have stopped me with the missed field goal. I feel like that could be even uglier if something like that would have cost us the game. Thankfully, it didn't. But missing that field goal, that was huge. And then we go and we see Nebraska's kicker just, knock him
drill a
right.
54 yarder. Yeah.
Like it's nothing. And it's just like, why can we not even hit them when we're closer? What is the deal? I do not understand that.
We don't have a kicker. It's just that plain and simple. But the ugly for me,
I
and I don't want him to get hurt. I wish him a speedy recovery. But uh,
absolutely never want
Zen
anybody to get hurt.
Zen is not a starter at Ohio State. And I don't like making those bold proclamations after one performance. I never like doing that because people can improve. But he was
Mhm.
really, it was ugly watching him play. He in pass pro especially. I haven't seen Will Howard this year run around, having to run around like that.
No.
We clearly missed Jimmy Simmons, and I'm going to dare I
Yeah.
say that the playbook is part of the playbook is closed off because Jimmy Simmons is that kind of player who you can open up the whole playbook for. I remember on the third touchdown pass to Quinshawn Judkins, it's the only play I saw all day where Howard could just stand back there and decide what he wants to do. Or
Mhm.
as I'm now apparently becoming famous for, do his taxes. Back,
Do his taxes, make a sandwich, you know.
cook a 4 course meal. So, that was the only play I saw all game where I was like, okay, Howard just I think had 5 seconds to throw that ball. It was pretty crazy. But
Mhm.
every time you saw Howard get under pressure, either 67 was getting beat, Donnie had a bad play, or Zen was just oh jeez, he's getting putting a spin cycle. Uh,
Mm.
Zen was in a blender all day, and it was
Mm.
bad.
It was real bad.
So watch his PFF grade come out as one of the highest on offense because PFF is just weird like that. But uh,
That's what they do, huh?
exactly. It's like, oh, he scored an 85. Like, what?
I know. I know. Makes no
um,
sense. Makes no
no.
sense.
The other part of the ugly is that freaking field goal kicks. Not that you just missed it. You were kicking to the other side of the freaking stadium. I don't know where you were kicking that.
It
You know,
yeah, it makes no sense. How do you miss it by that much?
you weren't even near the goalpost, man.
Mm. No. No.
Whoops, shanked it to the right.
Mm-mm. Nope.
We the
Nope.
fact of the matter is we do not have a kicker right now. We just
We
don't.
don't. And we
I don't care if
need
it's fourth and
one.
15. If you're fourth and 15, if you're not in punting situation, just go for it. Forget it. It's
We have
over.
a better chance of trying to get it than, I mean, miss another field goal.
And we were going to rely on him to try to win the Oregon game
Ugh.
and Eugene on a primetime game. I'm starting to doubt he'd have made that.
We'll never know. We'll
No, we
never
won't.
know.
We'll never know. But I have zero confidence. At least he's not kicking out of bounds right now. Knock on wood. Can't have that against Penn
There's
State.
my wood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's the thing. We've got tough games coming up. We're going to need these things to be functional. We're going to need a functional offensive line. We're going to need a kicker. Penn State, Indiana, and then if we want to make any kind of playoff run, we cannot play like we did today because that is not going to work. That is
Listen,
not going to be good enough.
there's one thing you can take from this. Along a playoff run, there are games like this you just have to gut it out and win. I'm
Mhm.
not saying that. You can maybe factor that into this, but the team hasn't. I mean, the team has looked dominant at times, but they're on a
Times.
downward. They're on a downward trajectory right now.
Ugh,
You can't
that's
come
not
out of a
what we
bye.
want.
I'm.
Yeah.
I want to add some things to the good, by the way, because I
Okay.
do want to leave on a positive note. I'm going to circle back to the good. Let's leave on a positive note. JT had his best game of the year leading up into the Penn State game. JT
Right
was really
before
good.
Penn State. Right
Yep.
before Penn State.
Where
So we should
he
see him
loves
again.
to feast on Penn State for some reason, but
Oh, we should see him again next weekend. I hope. I hope.
yeah. And Cody Simon had a nice game.
Yes.
Made some key sniffs on the screen passes at the end of the game that
Yes.
saved the game.
Oh yeah.
Um, so Caleb Downs, he single-handedly saved at least 2 touchdowns with his
My
tackling.
goodness, I was having a heart attack until he made those tackles.
When they were in the
I mean,
open field, he get. I mean, that's it's extremely difficult for any player. I don't care how
mhm.
good they are to be in the open field one on one with a running back coming at them.
Mhm.
And Jordan Fuller used to be a master at it. He could always
Yes.
clean it up. Caleb
Oh,
Downs showed he is that guy you can count on in the
thank
backfield that way.
goodness too.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. We needed that today because if he hadn't have made those, they would have been gone.
Oh, 100%. We would have lost again. There's several times you dare I say Nebraska really outplayed us this game. There were several times they could have beat us with
Mhm.
runs up the middle that Caleb Downs stopped or open receiver that Dylan just missed. He missed two touchdowns easy,
Mhm. Mhm.
and he was not good. Dylan Rayola was not really good this game, and but I will say part of that we finally were getting pressure on him.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm. Look what happens.
yeah,
Look what
exactly.
happens.
And now, don't get me. I know there's a couple plays where he had all day. I get it, but that's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get to him every play.
And it's
I
better
it
for
just
just a couple than every single
yeah,
play, which is what it felt like in the Oregon game.
exactly. So, and our punter was up and down. He'd have a good punt that would get a good
Mhm.
bounce, or then he
Mhm.
would shank one. Is like
Yeah.
I don't know what to think with this guy, but he's
Yeah.
still not as bad as our kicker right now. We just can't count on him. So, all in all, Lisa, how do you, as we end the show, how do you feel going forward?
I feel like I need to take some deep breaths because I'm still all wound up from that game, and it was so nerve-wracking at the end, especially. Oh my goodness. I guess I don't feel great going into Penn State knowing that they're the next team up. I'm going to be super nervous this whole entire week because of what we just saw. I do like to lean on the optimistic side, so I mean, I have faith in the Buckeyes still. I really do. I really, really do. And I want to see this team succeed with all
Of
the
course.
players that came back and for went going to the NFL and came back just to win. Some of the things that have been holding them back have been coaching things, and that's just not fair for them. Some of the things have been injuries, and not much you can do about that. But, I want to see them play well. I want to see them go out in that Penn State game and be focused. I don't know. I'm not feeling super great after this game, but I still have faith in these Buckeyes. I still love these
Mhm.
Buckeyes. I cannot take my scarlet and gray glasses off, so it is what it
Well,
is.
we're always gonna root for them,
Yeah,
even if it makes us vomit, we're gonna root for them.
even if it half kills us, gives us heart
Yeah.
attacks, and makes us want to cry.
Look, on our way to the 2002 national title game, I can tell you every game was a heart attack game.
Mm,
It didn't matter who the opponent was. It could be Purdue. It's like, are we gonna win? And
yeah,
this doesn't mean they can't win at all, but it doesn't inspire
true,
confidence. It doesn't inspire
true.
the confidence in the fan base. And right now, the fan base doesn't have a right to feel. I mean, well, they have a right, but they don't have a reason to feel
We
confident
haven't
right now.
seen it. Yeah, we haven't seen it.
Exactly. That's where I'm at right now. And right now, I'm down on Ryan Day. I don't have the faith in him that I used to have, and I think Jim Knowles, for the most part, did his job today. They finally fixed some things on the disguising blitzes and whatnot, and
Mm,
on and but again, Ryan. I mean, it's like he's gone from the offense for 2 weeks, and everything starts falling apart. It's just like, can we come up with any clever way to put an offensive line together with Jimmy Simmons not there? You know.
seriously, seriously. And they've got to figure that out. They absolutely have
Mhm.
to figure that out. And they are out of time to figure that out. That's the thing.
Exactly. You got, hey, one of your biggies is coming up in Penn State. You got through Nebraska, but you're not going to play like that at Happy Valley and win. You're just
Oh,
not.
no. Oh,
So we'll see how they respond. That's going to be the key thing. You got out of here with a win. You're not 5-2. You're 6-1. Everything's still in front of you. And I know
yep.
people don't want to hear that right now, and I get why you don't want to hear that right now. But trust me, when
Same.
the in the coming days when the news settle down a little bit, you'll see the perspective.
Yes.
Okay, we got out of there with a win. Fine. Now let's figure out for Penn State and just move forward and see if we can get through that with a win. Um,
Yes.
that's what you got to look for. And everything's still in front of the Big Ten title, still in front of us. The playoffs are still in front of us. But got to play better. That's just a fact.
That's the truth. One game at a time, too.
Yep.
One game at a time.
I love what Eric responded. I said, "What's the best thing about going 6-1 is?" And then he goes, "The fact we're not 5-2." so,
Truth.
so, Lisa, where can they find you?
You can find me online. I have a YouTube channel that I run called Buckeye Football Fangirl. So I do weekly shows on there. I try to recap the game. So I'll have a recap coming up on that channel for this Nebraska game that we saw, and I'll do a preview for Penn State as well. And then I'm also on Twitter, just type the full name in the search and I should come up because my Twitter handle is super funky because of character limits and stuff like that. But I try to tweet out and, just get everybody excited before the games and get everybody pumped up for that. So, but that's where I am.
Awesome. Definitely good. Definitely worth a follow. Go follow her on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I'm at Scarlet Great CT if you want to follow me and well, exchange a few laughs and have a good talk about the Buckeyes. I love talking Buckeye football, is obviously. And you'll find me here. And I'm also at Ohio State Football with Scarlet Great on YouTube with Johnny every now and again. So I'm all over the place right now. I think you're probably by the end of it gonna be like, oh, I'm sick of that guy. But anyway, uh, that guys, listen. As always, I'm going to leave it with this message, and Lisa knows where I'm going. Always, they come too fast. This is 7 games. We got 5 more
Ugh,
regular season games.
crazy.
What I loved about the live watch party is I'm watching it with people I care about and enjoy watching the game with and talking with you guys. I
Yes.
can't tell you how much I miss watching football with my dad. He's passed away a few years ago, if you don't know. Terribly miss it. When I'm with Johnny or when with Lisa or Steve and Marlene, if you're watching, I have the best time watching Buckeye football, win or lose, because I'm with people I care about. That is the important thing. Enjoy it while it's here, because gosh, it goes away, and we gotta wait 8 months
Ugh.
for.
That's what it's all about, though.
Mm,
Watching this game, cheering on these Buckeyes, surrounded by the people that we love and care for.
exactly. I know it sounds. You might think it sounds Mister Rogers, but I'm telling you, after losing my dad, I can't stress it enough.
Hmm.
Cherish it,
Hmm.
every minute of it.
Absolutely. Soak it up. Soak it up while it's here.
Exactly. All right, guys, we appreciate you tuning in as always. Instant reaction. Ohio State wins 21-17 over Nebraska. We got Penn State and Happy Valley coming up next. We'll do a live watch party next week for it. We got the Sunday show on this network coming up tomorrow. Roundtable with JR, Chris, Eric, and myself. Should be a good one. and
It will be a good one. I'm looking forward to tuning into that. That's for sure.
Absolutely. It's great for your dinner time routine if you want to
Yep.
listen in. So, guys, we appreciate you all, as always. Goodbye. God bless and go Bucks.
Go Bucks.